This is chapter 4, guys. And then she picks the hair off my shoulders, said Prattled as he strolled along the riverbank with Manfred. She says, if you're gonna have an extraordinary dance, at least pick up a female with the same color pelt. Manfred stopped glaring at Sid. If you follow me in life, the mammoth said tenderly, you should be loyal, or in your case grateful. Then he started to lumber along the river again. Now get away from me. As the mammoth walked off, Sid followed. Well, I'm making your life stupid, the sloth muttered. There's plenty of Sid to go around, you know. With a bone-jarring thump, Sid bumped into the mammoth's legs. Manny? He said, wondering why. The mammoth had stopped short. When Manfred kept staring silently into the river, Sid crawled under the mammoth's stomach to check out of the situation. As he came out between Manfred's front legs, his eyes wondered a human female was floating on her back, bobbing against the riverbank. Roshane peeked from his blanket on top of Nada's chest. He started to cry. Manfred and Sid stared in amazement at the white, frightened baby. Sid shifted a little closer to the humans. He could see that Nada was breathing, but she wasn't alone for this world. She shivered and held Roshane close as her exhalations became ragged and painful. Nadia's eyelids fluttered. She was slipping away. She gasped up at the Manfred and then weakly placed her son on a rock, pushing Roshane toward the mammoth. Manfred caught the baby with his trunk, stopping Roshane from slipping back in the water. Nadia smiled. Her eyes filled with a grateful, peaceful expression. As Manfred peered down at the baby, a dark shadow of sadness floated across his face. His eyes brimmed with pain as he seemed to be remembering something tragic. Look at that, Sid said in an amazed voice, staring at the baby. He's okay. Roshane smiled up at Sid. Sid and Manfred both glanced back at the river. The woman was gone. There were only ripples in the water where she had been floating. Manfred turned around and trotted away. Hey, Manny, Sid called. Are you forgetting something? No, Manfred replied. He kept walking. Sid gasped at the departing mammoth, stunned. But you just saved him. But I'm still trying to get rid of the last thing I saved, Manfred called. You can't leave him here, Sid hollered. The sloth hovered over Roshane, uncertain how to pick him up. Manfred was getting farther away, so Sid just grabbed the baby around the waist and hurried to catch up to the mammoth. As Sid got closer, he pointed toward the nearby hilltop, where plumes of smoke were rising in streams. Look, that's his road right up the hill. Where should we turn him? Manfred whirled around and leaned down to Sid. Let's get something straight here, he said emphatically. There is no we. There never was a we. In fact, without me, there wouldn't be a you. Sid smiled weakly. Just up the hill? Listen very carefully, Manfred said. He made sweeping gestures with his trunk to emphasize his next words. I'm, he said, pointed to himself. Not. The mammoth drew an X in the air. Going. For a long moment, Sid stared at Manfred, holding Roshane in his arms. Then he squared his fuzzy jaw. Fine, he said. Be a jerk. I'll take care of him. Yeah, that's good, Merford replied sarcastically. You can't even take care of yourself. Ignored the mammoth. Sid walked over to the rocky cliff and started climbing its steep slope. This I gotta see, Merford whispered. He watched as Sid tried to scramble his way up the sloth awkward squat. Thicky body wasn't built for climbing over rocks. Sid nuzzled the top of Rushing's head. I'll be telling you, he told the baby in a sing-songy voice. We don't need that meanie mammoth, do we? You're embarrassment to nature, Mammoth shouted. You know that? This is cake, Sid called back. The truth was he was already so tired that his legs wobbled under him and he was short of breath. He whispered faintly to himself. I'm gonna die. As Sid reached a boulder about 20 feet up the slope, the loose dirt gave way under his paws. He slipped. A chain popped out of Sid's hand. The baby was airborne for a second, but then Sid kicked out and snagged Rushing's fur diaper with his toe. He began to lift the baby back to his hands. The diaper's stitching started to tear with a sketching rip. Manny! Sid screamed. The final threads and the stitching snapped. Without thinking, Manfred rushed to catch Rushing as the baby plummeted straight for him. As an orange-blue blur streaked out of the nowhere and snatched Rushing from the air. Diego landed on the nearby rocky outcropping with the baby hitting his powerful jaws. Panting around Rushing's after his exhausting leaping, Diego glanced up in an enormous shadow covered him. Before he could react, Manfred's trunk slammed across the face with a stinging slap. Rushing popped free, and Manfred seized him. That pink thing is mine. Diego snarled. No, Sid called from the hillside. Actually, it belongs to us. Diego pawed at his jaws, checking it for the damage. Us? The tiger asked, surprised. You two embittered the odd couple. There is no us, Manfred rumbled at Sid. Sid motioned down the slope. Look, he told Diego as he passed him. Sorry to interrupt your snack, but we've gotta go. The baby? Diego asked, as if surprised that Sid thought he wanted to eat Rushing. Please, I was returning him to us herd. Sid scoffed at that. Yeah, nice try, Buttooth. Abruptly, Diego leaped to Sid's side. You call me a liar? He growled, his skin, fangs glistening in the morning light. Sid stuttered gulping. I didn't say that. You were thinking it, Diego replied. Sid bustled over to Manfred. I don't like this cat, he said. He reads minds. Diego shoved Sid out of the way so he could talk to Manfred. Name's Diego, friend. Manfred, the mammoth introduced himself. And I'm not your friend. Diego took the step backward, baring his fangs. Fine, Manfred. He snarled. If you're looking for the humans who are wasting your time, they left this morning. Thanks for your advice, Manfred replied. Now beat it. Keeping a wary eye on the tiger, Manfred leaned over to speak to Sid. I'll help you bring it to its herd, Manfred said. But promise me you leave me alone after that. Then he turned and walked away. Okay, Sid replied, hurrying to follow the mammoth. Deal, fine. But Manfred didn't slow down, Sid called. And what's your problem? You are my problem. The Mammoth replied. Listen, said Bandit, finally catching up. I don't want to make you self-conscious, but you ate 400 pounds of food today. There's no way you need that much. Some of that to be emotional. I have big bones. Manfred protested. Sid smiled as he just adjusted machine in his arms. Hey, it's none of my business, he said. But when you're ready to talk, I'm here. Behind them, Diego gloated, his golden eyes glittering with intensity. That's the end, chapter 5. Well, those are all a little bit short. Those are a little bit big. Those are titles in it. Those are all titles long. Listen to next up, chapter 5. We continue that, chapter 5.